Testing, testing. Okay. And this version of this particular ad block app that I have on my browser is really killing the speed. Hello, everyone. This is the Garage Autonomist. Please let me know if I'm coming in choppy or not. I'm gonna have to deal with this ad blocker. It just seems to be really slowing my browser down. So I do not know if I'm choppy or not, but if you are able, if I'm coming in clear, let me know. Hey, Jenny, what's up? So, y'all, tonight is an open mic night. Hopefully that Phoenix will hear because I definitely invited Phoenix last week to come on because she wanted to talk more about immigration, and that, of course, that's still open for tonight. But the other things I wanted to touch on were a couple of things that have been flying around in my head. Uh, Weekend before last, I had some friends over. We were, we had, we were doing our barbecue or whatever, and I was around. I was grilling at the time, so the conversation around the grill, mostly a bunch of dudes, and they were all talking about Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. Hold on, I gotta answer this. Have to type this out real quick. Okay. I'll talk to you later. Love sex me. You're not blocked, but we'll have just speak. No, 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 no. Anyway, we'll talk about it. We'll talk about it later. Love sex me because you know what I'm talking about. Anyway, y'all, going back to what I was saying. Um, so right now you see a lot of these self-congratulatory articles floating around regarding Alexandria's surprise win over the 10-term fourth ranking House Democrat Joe Crowley, who is a Democratic lawmaker. Now, even among my circles, which politically range from liberal folks to socialists, anarcho commies, and a few anarchists, we were all around my barbecue pit weekend before last, and like I had mentioned earlier, and we were talking about this, and the arguments were pretty much cynicism from the radical side versus optimism from the liberals, especially those who had supported Bernie, hated Hillary, but now regret that they had supported Bernie. Now, in the optimism that I think from the more left liberal elements in the Democratic Party have a tendency of, they feel optimistic because according to Alexandria, she claims that she's a democratic socialist. Now, This might sound a little uh, new to a lot of people. What is a democratic socialist? It sounds as if one socialists were anti-democratic. I know people love to bring up the Soviet Union in these regards, but as we all know, that regime was anything but socialist, and it was anything but, and it was anything but democratic. But that is not what a democratic socialist really is. Democratic socialists are typically people who try to work a little bit more within your more liberal element political parties. Hey, what's up, Angela? Angela, who work within the Democratic Party in hopes that if they support more progressive elements within the party, then they can push whatever your typical liberal party or Democratic Party further to the left. Now, this is the scary thing about the Democratic Party. Democratic socialists have been in the Democratic Party since the goddamn 1930s. And obviously, this belief or this method of theirs has always failed. Now, of course, American Democrat socialists should not be confused with the ones you see in Europe. The ones in Europe are unmistakably more Marxist. They definitely, I feel that they are, and are more upfront about it. Here, not so much. Okay. Last thing they'll ever do is use the word Marx. Thing they'll ever do is really push a real socialist agenda, which would be stronger unions, politicizing the unions, things like the 30-hour work week, like all that kinds of stuff. The American Democratic Socialists really aren't that bold. They really don't. They've never really come up with that. And like I said, they've always been about this sort of trying to strengthen the liberal or the more left version elements within the party. And like I said before, time and time again, they fail. No one really listens to them. No one really they don't have an influence, right? But this time around, you've got this young woman, Alexandria, who won the seat. Now, already the right wing have been working overtime and trying to get at her. They figure they don't care about trying to expose her in any way. You can't expose somebody who comes out calling themselves a socialist. You can't do that. Like, in other words, she's already saying what she is. So there's no surprises there. So now what they're doing is another thing where they're trying to expose her for her supposed uh, bourgeois or class leanings. In other words, just because she said that she grew up in the Bronx, which she did until her family moved outside of the Bronx to a suburb. So what they're trying to do is attach this uh, image of her being more of the same that's always come out of the Democrats. Usually, people with economically privileged backgrounds running the party. Um, but that's not 100% the case. If anything, she's middle class. In here in New York, if you are like most people, if you're in a union or you are a civil servant, that of someone of that nature, you're in a credit union, you're able to buy a house, after a certain number of years of working, and you have like a very strong form of job security. When we move out of the city, when people like that move out of the city and they move into the suburbs, it's not like suburbs like you would imagine on television. I mean, at least in this area. Like she moved to New Jersey, and from what I know about around that area, that particular town, it's not as wealthy as everyone wants to believe it is, and that's what they've been trying to stick on her, the right wing, right? Uh, that she lied about her background and all this stuff, showing her getting on and off the subways is all a ruse. But that's not. Again, if you look into the way things are up here, it's not what you think. So they failed miserably on that. She was able to back that up. I don't think she was be that stupid to run for office and completely lie about her background, knowing that people are going to find out things. So she was never really exposed, basically, is my point. But going back to the main issue here, I think, is that does this upset actually signal a direction or a more left or more progressive direction of the Democratic Party? And I think the only reason why people are getting excited right now is because not only of her win, but what was it, like 2 years ago, a year ago? Uh, what was her name? Sawant. I think she's the mayor of Seattle. Not a mayor, sorry. She's a on here that council member. Hold on here. Here we go. Right. Shama Sawant. That was her name. I forgot the first name. But anyway, she's just a member. She's a member of the city council. She's an economist, but she's also a socialist, and she's actually with a group called Socialist Alternative. Now she won that seat, but she won that seat independent of the Democratic Party. So while you can't really make a that the same kind of comparison to Alexandria, the point here is that people are feeling like, oh, maybe the Trump win is really going to get progressives and leftists and even the liberal element within the Democratic Party to get off their asses and truly try to lead. Well, anyway, the thing here is that I'm not all that optimistic. One, like I said before, the Democratic Socialists have always had a more, uh, this thing about working within the system, and it just doesn't work. Because what we have and what we've always had for a very long while is a very strong right-leaning Democratic Party, and and ironically, it's really the centrists of the party, the Clintons, Obama. The more right version of that is Lieberman, people like that. And that's pretty much been the leadership of the Democratic Party and the direction it's been going. And that's why a lot of us have chosen, like, we would never participate in the electoral process voting for those people. Now, you can do not participate at all. I don't reject, um, I don't reject participating. I feel like if you want to vote, you should vote for the candidate that you believe in. Now, people are still going to hold that position that you're taking away from those who could win. But in my opinion, um, we've been going in that direction, putting in people like Obama, putting in people like Hillary, and when they do win office, they don't do shit. And that it really is the truth. And it's pretty much almost the same. Now, that's not a pessimistic viewpoint. It's just a very truthful one. And I believe a very pragmatic one. So my feeling is this: if you really are saying you're a progressive and you're the type of person who would have supported Bernie, or you're the type of person who would elect an independent leftist like Sawant, like Shama Sawant, or you would, if I'm pronouncing her first name correctly, I hope I am, or you would vote within the Democratic Party, but you would vote for someone like Alexandria, I would say that you just have to keep in mind that you could support whoever you want, but you got to keep in mind of the direction that the Democratic Party has been going, and then electoral politics are pretty much designed to keep our interests out of the whole situation. That's why millionaires always like to run for these things. Trump is not the first rich man to run. They all pretty much are rich. Each and every one of these politicians, except for Shama Sawant, and of course, except for Alexandria. All right, I see I'm buffering for some reason. I'm not sure why. Elm City says the white man don't like you talking like this, GA. Yeah, I bet. Let's see here. Elm City's in the house. Force 100. But wait, what's up, man? So that's all I got to say about that. In terms of Alexandria, it's great that she's claiming herself to be a socialist and all of that, but we'll have to see. The proof is in the pudding. She's going to really be sitting in the lawmaker seat, so I don't know what she'll be working on and what she'll be doing, but it's just a wait and see thing on that. Now, from what I hear, hmm, okay. Oh, Angela. Okay, you don't know who that is? Let me tell you who that is in the chat room. Love Sex Me is actually Antonio Hills. Like he just got through trying to say what's up to Jenny, trying to pretend like um he didn't know who Jenny was. I only have this to say, Love Sex Me. Look, you saw what I wrote in the chat room. I'm not reneging, but you need to fix that one account that you got that is designed to diss Pure Butterfly Spirit. Fix that and we'll talk again. Oh, look, butthurt trolls are giving me 9 dislikes for fucking what? Who cares? Who knows? Anyway, like I was saying, um, oh no, well, okay, we're done with that part. Let me just talk about this other thing that I want to say. Angela, Elm City says Angela is fine. That's why he spoke. Of course he did. Everybody knows Angela's beautiful. And I've noticed this. And I noticed this. If you are a woman on YouTube, right? And you are, you know, attractive. I'll just throw that out there in general. And you are attractive. These dudes lose their cotton picking minds. If you happen to be a woman who's good looking, but you also have views that opposes theirs. Hey, thanks, Big J. And if you happen to have views that opposes theirs, they hate that more than anything else. So that's the reason why they hate Angela. I think that's the reason why they hate Egypt Dance so much, and a few others out there. Matter of fact, speaking of Egypt, I wanted to do a video, and I forgot about doing it, and I came up with the idea of a video. I really hate when that happens. I came up with it with the idea to do a video. Never wrote anything down or a reminder, or never put it in my calendar, and then I fucking forgot. And now, more than anything, would have been a good time for me to have made that video because, according to Egypt Ann herself, she says that she's actually leaving YouTube. Now, we all know how that goes here on YouTube. People say they're going to leave, they come right back. So remember, Crystal and Charism was supposed to leave YouTube, and look how that turned out. We'll see what happens. I don't, who knows. But other than that, I wanted to do a video that was going to be titled Egypt Ann Did Nothing Wrong. And the title is not sarcastic. As much BJ says she's evil. This is what let me explain something to you. I'm a black man. I do not believe that black men are apes. Although I have used the term many times on other black men. But my feeling is when you coon to get traffic, when you coon to get Patreon dollars, when you present a one-sided argument all aimed at a social class, and women are a social class, black women particularly are a social class, and you're aiming that at someone who at a group of women, and each and every one of your and all your content is making these generalized fucking statements with no real facts other than what your two eyes tell you. In other words, empirical knowledge. Your knowledge is based on your senses, your emotions, what your two eyes tell you, well, personal anecdotes, all of the kinds of forms of bullshit. When you have this kind of element going on, you had Egyptann, and there's been a few others. I was really more into. I originally, and now I'm forgetting her name now. Shit, I'm forgetting her name. I think she shut her channel down a while back. Oh, fuck, I can't. Okay, anyway, but you had Egyptann, right? And when you look at all this shit that she was going up against, I had no problem with any of the shit she said. In other words, I didn't sit there going, yeah, yeah, black men are apes. I'm an ape too. No, that's not the point. If the cap fit, then wear it, as our Jamaican brothers and sisters would say. In other words, I don't fit the cap. So I had nothing to worry about. She didn't offend me. As a matter of fact, I appreciated more and more what she was actually doing, because on the surface, you would say that her videos were like rant videos, but really her content had a particular artistic bend to it. You know what it was? It was her basically seeing all this shit. No, no, no. It was basically her being a mirror as a reflection of all the shit that the dudes have been doing on YouTube roughly since 2006. So what I'm saying here is that she was nothing more than holding up a mirror to these dudes' hatred and their self-hatred. And the way I see it, uh, she did nothing wrong. None of her words put any black men in jail. None of her words put any black men in uh, what I want to call, domestic violence shelters. No black men wound up being homeless because of her. So the way I saw it, when Junk Pile Video, and these are facts that I'm about to tell you, although the coward made sure to take his videos down so he wouldn't be incriminated, when the level of hatred aimed at her for only reflecting what these dudes have been saying for so long about black women, the level of hatred aimed at her was so much that when they doxed her, Junk Paul Video, because I don't give him the credit for finding out her information. I think that he's been sitting on it for quite some time, and he's been sitting on it because some other dude, most likely a brother, had figured out who she was. Because I think, like I said, I think he remembered who she was from a long time ago, kept the video footage of her face, and because it was the only image that we all know of. She never ever, when she went in as Egyptann on her channel, she never showed her face. But from an earlier incarnation of what she was doing here on YouTube, that's where that footage went. And apparently, somehow, this brother knew. Again, I'm assuming it was a brother. I know it wasn't Junk Pal. He's not bright enough, or he's really not, to be able to know how to dox people. He don't know how to do that. Anyway, my point here is that when the element of hatred at her was aimed so much that dudes was jumping up and down, high fiving each other, giving JPV props for showing pictures of her son in a video, all of this shit. Then he, like I said, he took the video down. Now he wants to claim it never happened. Right. Okay. Anyway, the point here is that she never deserved that. Nothing she ever said was ever to that level. Oh, you can call her all kinds of names. You could flag her videos. You could have done all the things you all did, but never did she do or say anything. She would have to do something to someone in order to have deserved what she got back. So all I can say is she's leaving. Hold on, she's leaving. Okay, fine. But the point here is that who knows if she'll come back. All I can say is, and I'm going to end this off with saying, Egypt and did nothing wrong. Now let's go back to the chat. Um, Big J, she's said she's evil. Elm City says, nah, she did. No, she has a website. Right, I know. She does have a website out now that she's doing instead. Big J Triple X says Ann X is still around. Yeah, Ann X is still around. I'm still subscribed to her. She changed her channel name. And from what I understand, she's decided to change her channel, or I may have just subscribed to a different channel of hers, but it seems to be a channel that's based on doing online businesses. Big J Triple X says she just changed her name, right? And decided to move on. It's true. Annex's work, her channel is just based on internet business. So she's not, she's really not talking about gender stuff anymore. Let's see. Elm City says facts, so she's agreeing. Angela says she's brutal. She's brutal to match the brutality of black men towards black women. Exactly. That's what I was saying. She was basically a mirror, sorry, holding up their reflection. Elm City says, Big J Triple X asked Garage, did you download it? I've downloaded the second video that JPV did of Egyptann that definitely would incriminate him if along with other people. I know my cousin downloaded it. She downloaded a couple of her other friends. This second video doesn't show her kid, but what it did do was him naming her real name. One of his little bootlicker friends, this dude named Ricks. What is it? It's a play on the term mixed race because obviously he's biracial, but yeah, Rick's Mace is the name of the account. He was actually typing Angela's real name in the chat room. So that video I definitely had downloaded. Angela says that has always been her narrative. Okay. Right. Let's see here. Okay. So I am going to go ahead and address Love Sex Me. Love Sex Me, fix that troglodyte channel. I know that's you. We all know that's your channel. Fix that, and we'll talk about talking. And even then, I'm gonna check in with Pure Butterfly Spirit about that first, because that's my friend. Angela says her narrative, she's been creating a mirror to prove a point, and men missed it. You know what, Angela? I don't think most of these dudes, as much as I love to believe most of these dudes are stupid, the reality is that half of them are not. So I don't think that they missed the message. They just didn't want her talking, which is the case with a lot of y'all. They don't want you talking, Angela. They don't want Brooklyn to talk. They just don't want black women on here talking unless it's praising all kinds of black men. You know what I'm saying? That's what they're about. Big J Triple X says kids are off limits to me. Yeah, that's when you cross the line, Big J. I agree. Big J says Angela. to a new to a newcomer, it's not. All right. So, okay, that's all I got to say about that. Egypt then did no wrong. Now, the other thing that I want to touch on is the Devonte Ortiz shooting. Now, we all know what happened July the 4th. I know y'all, I'm talking old news and shit. That's just how backed up I am talking about anything. But anyway, but Devonte Ortiz, 19 years old, was murdered by a guy by the name of Roche. Uh, I had the name earlier, but doesn't matter. Um, he was murdered on the morning of the 4th of July for shooting fireworks. Now, of course, first thing people are going to say is not everything is simple uh, and whatever. But no, the reality is this: if people get into a back and forth, right, or an argument or anything like that, the answer is not to kill somebody. And people feel like the killing was racially motivated. I do. For the same reason why I think that Permit Patty, as you all know, this is a Caucasian woman who called the police on a little black girl. I forgot how old she was. That story's kind of old now. In San Francisco, supposedly a liberal city, but I can see that shit happening here in Manhattan. Hold on, I'm Elm City. Okay, I'll get to Elm City in a minute with her comment. But the thing about this case is that I do believe it was racially motivated. I think that there's a thing going on right now. I swear to God, a lot of these people are charged up, man. I think they truly are emboldened by Trump's win. Even the supposed, some of these liberals, because I'm pretty sure Permit Patty, the woman who called the cops on a little girl for selling water in front of the building that she lives in. I think both of them live in the same building, if I'm not mistaken. But the point is, the woman called the cops on this little girl for selling water. It made big news. This woman of all people, and get this, is so funny. She makes marijuana products for pets. Now I'm like, okay, chick, you make hemp products and you flipped out over a little girl because she was selling water, claiming that she was too loud while she was selling water. Then on top of it all, you've got this killing now with Devonte Ortiz. And like I said, I mean, it's and like I was saying, man, it's like it's horrible what's going on out here now, like in the streets. Like this shit is out of control. I think that people are really feeling like they are just so like they're just so emboldened that every time they get into a conflict with an African American, they either call the cops or this shit happens. Like an actual straight up shooting. It went from just a shoving match to an actual shooting. The guy claimed that Devonte was going for a gun, but Devonte was not armed. 19 years old. Now, what's going on in this goddamn chat? Let's see here. Um, oh, it looks like Phoenix is here, but I don't see Phoenix in the room. Let's see here. So M City said, I love how Egypt and be bringing that heat. Yep, I loved it too. Egypt. So Elm City also says, let's talk about a purge. You mean another flagging party campaign, Elm City? Because I think that's been going on for about like the last 3 weeks now. I've been seeing a couple of these dudes' channels get, well, not the whole channels, but definitely their videos getting taken down. The main person who keeps us abreast of all that shit is Reg the bad guy. I'll give it to Reg. I don't have any a beef against Reg anymore. I don't really put him in the same category with the rest of the manosphere. I mean, he's got his opinions, definitely, but I don't dislike him. And so he loves to report about people's channels and who goes down. He'll keep you abreast of that shit. Elm City says, I'm not African American. I'm Black, African Indigenous of Moreland in Pangea. Nah, I mean real life purge. I hate people. Hey, Elm City, did you go see? Everybody's talking about the new Purge movie. I haven't seen any of those movies because they just don't interest me. But have you seen it? The new one, I think, is supposed to be about the first Purge. Uh, I wouldn't be surprised if one of these days we come down to that to some shit like that. They should make that into a TV series. I probably would watch it if they make it something like close to like The Living Dead, but instead of zombies, it's people shooting, killing each other, which is far more realistic to me anyway. She says she's seen some. All right. So I have no idea. Big J Triple S says someone I blocked is MOD. I don't know what you mean by MOD. Hold on here. Okay. So yeah, something's really strange going on in my chat room right now. For some reason, if Phoenix is in the chat, I can't see Phoenix, but I know that Phoenix looks like she timed out Love Sex Me. Let me see. Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna have to reverse that one. That's weird. Okay. Phoenix, you can go on ahead and unhide um Love Sex Me. For some reason I can't do it from here, but um oh, there's Phoenix. Months ago, like this dude. Let's see who Phoenix is talking about real quick. So anyway, let's see if Phoenix says I blocked Big. Just guy friend. MOD means a moderator. Right. I don't know, Big J, who the moderator is that you blocked. I now see Phoenix. Oh, Phoenix says she blocked Big J. Why did you block Big J? No, 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 Phoenix. Unblock Big J. He's doing fine. I don't have a problem with Big J. Let's see here. Oh, okay. Rusty Balls. Oh, right. Okay. Right. Anyway. Oh, I didn't block Big J in the chat. I mean the other dude. Oh, okay, I got you. Yeah, the other dude, he and I are kind of talking, Phoenix. Like I'm trying to get this dude to behave, but I gave certain conditions on him. Because I didn't. Okay, he's back. Love Sex Me says I was in the kitchen chowing down on some ramen noodles and heard you mention me again. This is my only account, bro. Someone's trolling, trying to keep trouble brewing between us. Okay, love sex me. Look, I know that I told you on your own hangout last week, and then we started talking and hashing things out. But see, here's the thing: there is you're trying to say that you don't have anything to do with that account. I don't think anyone else calls Pure Butterfly Spirit the name that that account is named after. Yeah, Phoenix, I do remember that. That was the conversation that I had with him. I told him that the harassment needs to stop with all the people that I like. I know that I only mentioned him, uh, Pure, and I mentioned Penny Proud, but that really does go for everybody. Love sex me. That means Jenny. That means Phoenix. That means Elm City. That means Angela. Whoever you see around me, I don't want you harassing these women. Okay, that's my point. Okay, if you can do that, if you can control yourself from further harassing these women and shit. If people don't want to talk to you, man, just don't, they don't want to talk to you. That's all I'm saying. So for now, we will talk about talking later. Right now, we're talking about other shit. Elm City. Nah, she didn't hide him from the channel. She just blocked the person. Right. Okay, I got you. Anyway, y'all. So here's the thing. There is going to be a movie opening tomorrow called Sorry to Bother You. Now, hold on here. I want to give y'all the link. I want to give you the link to the official film. You know what? Why don't I just do this? I think this would be a lot better. And I'm going to do that too. All right, give me a second. All right, that's an article for the movie Sorry to Bother You. And I'm going to go ahead and give you the link to the actual movie. And then I'm going to briefly talk about the movie. I have not seen it yet. Tomorrow night, the wife and I have made a date to go see it after she gets off work because I'm off tomorrow. Okay, I'm off tomorrow. So let me explain to you guys. Okay, love sex me. I hear you. I hear you. Let me just we'll get to that later. All right, y'all. So these are two links that I have put in the chat room. It's to a movie called Sorry to Bother You. Um, and this is what I would probably call just maybe you might call it an art movie, maybe you might call it a indie film, whatever. It is an indie film, but anyway, the point is that it's about a young brother who it's basically you can almost see elements to the TV show Atlanta in this. But he's at home living in this with his family. He's got a girlfriend. He lives in his garage with his girlfriend. He gets a job, what looks like to be telemarketing or telesales. And it's just in a very how can I put this? Uh almost anarchic storytelling. So what I would say is go ahead and check out what the movie's about and see if it's interesting to you. I would say go out and watch it and support it. I'm gonna go see it. I really don't want to talk too much about the plot, but I've been waiting for this damn movie for 2 months already. For actually even longer than that. When I first saw the trailer for it, so it's more like 4 months ago. And I strongly suggest you go see it. Now, let me just tell you a little bit about the brother who's behind the movie, not acting in it, but Boots Riley. I had the pleasure of interviewing him on A Different Life back in the 90s. And he was the lead rapper in an alternative group called The Coup. Now, The Coup was they were from the Bay Area, from Oakland, right? So, very, how can I put this? It's very radical, left, black, pro black, um, rap group. And, if you ever just type in the coup, COUP, in YouTube, and you'll find their music videos. So Boots Riley, he's been around for years after that. He's been doing different projects, mainly touring. He still kept to music, but then he decided to do this movie. So if I were you guys, I'd check it out. It, like I said, it premieres tomorrow night. So if you can find it in your local the movie theaters, you should check it out. Let's see here. What is the chat room saying? Let's see. Angela says, I'm not sure. No, I'm not sure why people have an issue with people like who they don't like. Okay. So Angela says, I don't know if he's pro black. And then Big J Triple X is Black Rampage. I don't know why he just said Black Rampage. I know who Black Rampage is. Black Rampage is pro Black Chris, as we also call him, but he's also now known as what's he calling himself? Shit, I don't know why I'm forgetting. I watch his videos every damn day. But yeah, he's one of my favorite. He's the only roaster in the roast sector I actually watch. Elm City says, I've been told light skin Rampage, he hates being light, so he takes his frustration out on the sector. uh, Big J Triple X says that boy got problems. Thank you, Ace. Thanks. I may even try to bury the bone with your lady friend so that see, you see, all right, see, this is what I'm saying, man. You think everybody's, what, you know what, I'm gonna ignore that bullshit. Anyway, hey, wait, y'all are talking about Pro Black Chris. Did he pop into the chat and I didn't see him? Because that's my boy. I like him. I hope nobody tried to block him or nothing, because I like him. All right, so um Love Sex Me says, I get off tomorrow evening at 6:30 until Sunday night at 12 a.m. Let's finish that discussion about feminism. Just you and me, no outsiders, because it will get crazy. Well, like I said before, if I can see that channel disappear someplace and you just simply tell pro black, oh, sorry, not to say pro black spirit, pure butterfly spirit, you're going to stop doing that channel, that troll account, then, like I said, we can talk. Until then, we ain't talking. That's all I'm saying. Angela, I didn't know you guys called him Chris, but I like him though. Yeah, okay, he's a great roaster. He is, Angela. Damn, that's funny. I knew we was traveling in certain similar circles over there, because yeah, a lot of people don't know that that I've always been watching that I've been watching Pro Black Chris for the last 2 years now. Even though they keep Drazen. That's his new account name, Lord Drazen. Angela Angel says, that's what I like, the roast. Yeah. But I don't like any roaster, man. I can't deal with I don't like fucking Mike Mills. I can't stand that dude. I can't I actually I definitely can watch Kevin Smith. I gotta be in a mood to watch Kevin Smith. Um let's see here. Who else do I like? But that's it, man. Just Pro Black Chris and Kevin Smith. All the rest of them dudes, I can't. Nah, I don't like at all. And I'm certainly not going to name the name of one dusty dude. Oh man, I don't even want to go that far. Like, fuck that guy. Anyway, so if y'all get a chance, check out Sorry to Bother You. I'm not going to give away the plot because I just think sometimes the best thing to do about a movie is to not go into it knowing every damn thing about it. That's why I avoid reading reviews before I go see a film. I might just, the only thing I'll do is just watch the trailer and that's it. Okay. All right. Thanks for dropping in, Love Sex Me. Okay. Phoenix. Oh damn, now Phoenix is here. Damn it. I didn't throw the link in so we could talk about because I know that she wanted to talk about immigration, but shit, I'm almost out of time because I have to shut down at 11:30 because I'm getting fucking sleepy. All right, so we're gonna have to do. You know what I'm gonna do? Fucking fucking Phoenix is just roasting the shit out of him. Hey, I tell you what, Phoenix, let's back channel and talk about setting up a separate day to talk about because I know we wanted to talk more about immigration and I think you wanted to talk about the left a little bit more. So let's do, I think we can do Tuesday night, but we'll back channel and definitely set up a time to do that particular conversation as a hangout. Now, the last thing I want to do right now before I shut down. Right. Phoenix said, I've been here. You've been reading over me and also talking. Sorry, Phoenix. By the time you actually started showing up in the chat, I know that I was talking about a whole bunch of other stuff. I'm sorry. Ooh, Elm City says, let's talk about Charmelaine, the pedo bear. Yeah, that is some fucking wild shit. You know what? I'm not surprised. So, if anybody doesn't know what I'm talking about, Charmelaine the God, another one of these. I don't listen to these radio programs at all in the morning, but these are the people that sits around. They make jokes, they do celebrity gossip. They talk, like, and granted, this shit is popular. It's just like the black sector of YouTube. It's full of channels talking about shit and roasting people and talking about celebrity gossip and just nonsense. But unfortunately, nonsense gets a lot of traffic. And Charmelaine is part of such programming. Now, Charmelaine, the God, as he likes to call, I don't really want to. What's his real name, y'all? Because I really hate calling this dude the God. I don't believe in God, and I don't believe in God. And for him, and for me to call him that is, but we all know that's why he gave himself that retarded ass name. Anyway, it turns out that he sexually assaulted an underage woman. Um, he and like I said, he's pretty famous. And that's the thing. He's always been sort of taking these progressive positions. Like, although he's done other things that's contradicted himself too. But Charmelaine, has actually been called a simp by a lot of dudes out there. And now it turns out he's a goddamn he's definitely a pedophile. He assaulted a young underage girl. You know, it was involved with drugs and drinking and shit. So Elm City says, call him Chappetto. Ace Atkins says he needs to be fired. He needs more than that. If he's been fucking around with this underage woman, woman, he needs to be removed from the community. He said Bill Cosby should be killed for rape. Does he feel the same way about himself? See, and this is what I'm saying. A lot of dudes out there love to call me a male feminist, but I never claim being one because dudes and although I know that I appear like one of these kinds of guys, but dudes who, you know, talk, who are anti-rape and anti-sexism and all that stuff, which the average male should be. The problem is that sometimes you see a dude and he's really overzealous about it, and you're like, oh, good for him, man. That's a stand-up dude. And then shit like this comes out about them. So that's why I don't come out and say, oh, I'm so I'm a male feminist and you can trust me and all that. I mean, like, no, I don't have skeletons like this in my closet and never would, but it's just one of those things, man. You never know who the fuck you're dealing with now these days. Actions speak louder than words, and sometimes and all y'all hear from me are my words, but all I can tell you is that shit'll never be found out about me because I don't have that shit under my fingernails. But there's so many dudes out there who do. It's just giving other human being males a bad fucking name. Ace Atkins says she was 15 years old and he copped a plea deal. Right. Elm City says, Angela, you make content. I'll check it out. Yeah, Elm City, you should go over and check out her stuff for real. It's really good. It's raw. It's that raw daily, like sort of daily diary type of thing. It's like what Phoenix does and what Brooklyn T Corner does. So I suggest you check her out, Elm City. I hope you do like her stuff, and quite frankly, I hope y'all form a friendship. So Angela, Elm City, Angela. Elm City says, I wrote sometime in game and sometimes talk real, but thanks. Yeah, Angela, you should check out her channel because the most powerful video Elm City did, but I think those assholes flagged it. You did a really good video about about gender politics in the Black community, and you were playing a video game at the same time. And I told you this a year ago that I praise anybody who could talk real talk and talk real politics and shit, and then at the same time play a goddamn video game. I cannot do that for the life of me. I wouldn't be able to do that. I gotta have fucking notes. I gotta have outline. I can't do that shit off the top of my head. Which, by the way, is one more good thing about the Egyptann channel. You knew that she was not scripting her shit. Like this chick, what was like, again, she was doing truth talking mixed in with roasting, and it was all from the top of her head. That's why I was a huge fan of Mind of Marcus, because they both had that ability. Anyway, Angela says, I put my roast videos on private because I go hard. Yeah, we know we know who you've gone hard on too, Angela. Well, all right, y'all. Look, I'm sorry. I got early morning tomorrow, although I'm off, but I got shit to do. Because then I got to get back here and meet with this plumber about some shit that unfortunately I can't fix. So or went beyond what I was able to do to it. So plumber's coming tomorrow, so I got to be back here at the house by 9. So there's something I got to take care of early in the morning, so I got to go. So I want to thank everybody for coming in and hearing this ramble tonight, because like I said, I didn't have a fixed topic. Basically, I just wanted to do an open mic and talk about Alexandria and Devonte Ortiz, and that's about it. Next Tuesday, I'm gonna do two lives next week. So I'm gonna aim for setting up a night with Phoenix, and then I'm gonna do my regular Thursday, and next Thursday is definitely gonna be a fixed topic. So I'll be announcing what's going on there. And as always, I'm fucking behind on doing real videos because busy. Can't have nothing else around it. I got a major, got a project going on at work, and I thought that the slowdown. I thought there would be a slowdown at work because of this time of the year, but I was wrong. So, all right, y'all. Peace. I'm out, and thank you very much. I want to thank Angela, Elm City, Ace Atkins. I'm gonna thank Love Sex from You for showing up and trying to explain himself. But like I said, I'm gonna talk to Pure Butterfly Spirit later. Do something about that channel. Make that channel disappear, or just change the name of the damn channel. You know you got access to it. Stop playing with people. I want to thank Big J Triple X. I want to thank Jenny for popping in. Oh, just a guy friend. I forgot who you were. I mean, I saw you earlier. So thank you for showing up. And peace. This is the Garage Autonomist.